Finally, after waiting some 12 months for our Perkins engine to be rebuilt, the mechanic has got it ready to place into the boat. Things could not be better at the moment. Well, kind of. Most of the engine is going in today. We're really putting half our engine in while we are still waiting for more repairs to be made on the head. Come along as we attempt to get the heart of our vessel back in. Good morning, welcome back to another episode of Sailing Merryweather. Today is a heck of a day. We have the engine going in. Yes, the last real thing keeping us tied to this dock. Our main engine has been rebuilt over the last 12 months, which is quite a long time, but we're happy that it's finally almost complete. He has found a few issues with the head. He is getting them repaired, but most of the engine is going in today and then he's going to put in the rest once the issues are fixed. The process today is the boat will be towed to a spot where a crane can lift the engine over the water and into the boat. I don't really know how that's going to work, but the marina here has done it many times, so we're kind of trusting their expertise. But before we do anything, I have two jobs that we have to tackle. One, we have a serious leak coming from the water system, which has got progressively worse over the last 4 or 5 days since we've lived on the boat. And we've also got a toilet issue, which is not the most fun issues to deal with. Yeah, that's going to be a fun one, but that is boat life. If you're new here, please do subscribe. And if you really like us and you like these videos, please hit that like button too. So we are here in the engine room, and at the moment I have the water pressure turned off because when I turn it on it gets pretty wet in here, and I'll show you what I mean. So here the water pressure is off, and this is what I am talking about. That is a serious leak, unfortunately, and you can see how it pressures every now and again. That's the pump pressuring the system and spurting more water out, which is not ideal. So this leak when we first moved onto the boat was like a drip, one drip every, I don't know, 30 seconds. And now it's just got really bad. So I'm not a plumber, but I'm gonna have to dive into this one, try and figure it out. Okay, so the leak looks like it's coming from the bottom of this where it's cracked. I don't know how it cracked, but it's gonna have to be fixed up. Alright, so I have pulled out this filter container, and there's like a whole bunch of cracks on the bottom of it. I don't know how they got there, but it's a serious problem. I'm gonna have to get a, it's not a serious problem, but I'm gonna have to get a new filter container because this is kind of vital. We need this working so we can use the taps, use the showers, use everything on the boat. So I've just seen that water comes in and it would normally go through the filter, which would go through here and then through on. But I found this little bypass switch, so I've blocked that off, and now I've opened this bypass switch, and now we should be able to pressurize the system. We just won't have water going through the filter, so it's not going to be super duper clean, but we'll have running water, which is the main thing. Second job of this most beautiful morning. Actually the first one went quite quickly, which is nice. This toilet smells great in here. Normally how a marine toilet works is you have this lever which you push up and down. It both removes the waste and sucks in new water at the same time sometimes, or there's a separate setting to just remove the waste. And right now the lever is not going up and down regardless of what setting you're on, so it's not ideal. I really hate toilet jobs. So I unscrewed a pipe at the bottom of the toilet, managed to get the business out of the toilet, and I was hoping it would drain into the sump. All the water that goes from the bathroom, which is your grey water from your shower and from your sink, it all goes through a pipe and to the sump. All of a sudden, at the exact time which I've emptied this toilet, that pipe that connects this bathroom to the sump is now blocked. Beautiful. So now the whole boat is smelling just fantastic. I got pea water in the reservoir. It's slowly draining through to the sump. I'm gonna have to get some phosphoric acid in there to really free up all the growth, I guess. There's so much growth on sailboats in the pipes. I've taken the toilet apart and I'm going to be soaking a lot of those things in phosphoric acid. I'm also going to figure out how the waste tank works, because that's where that toilet feeds into. So maybe there's a blockage in the waste tank. The valve is open, so it should really flow from the toilet into the tank and then out of the boat at the moment, but there is no flow whatsoever. So I'm going to have to do a little bit of research. I've got a lot on today, and that toilet job for the moment, the smell is gone and we've got another toilet to use, so that's a for later job. I'm quite happy to say for later job. It's really not pleasant. Right now I'm going to focus on cleaning up the engine room, because if this engine comes in this afternoon, which we're hoping it will, we want that thing spotless, so we start out on the right foot with the engine room. The boys are just moving us now. Isabel and the babies have hopped off, and I'm on steering duties. Haven't steered a boat in a while. Luckily we're not going to be going too fast today. Okay, so now we are basically in our spot. The tide is rising quite quickly, which is good. Originally I thought that they were going to put us like stern pointed towards land, but now talking to Fifi, the manager here again, we're actually going to just put 2 ropes to land from our starboard side, and we're just going to haul ourselves out a little bit closer to land. So we're still perpendicular to land, which is good, because the problem is the mizzen and all the stays that hold the mizzen up are really protecting this engine bay from getting the engine in. So there's only a very specific angle that we can actually get this engine in. So we've got one stay here, we've got one stay there, and it's the same on the other side. So basically when we go to bring in this engine, which is going to slot in straight here where the engine bay is, the engine's going to have to probably come through this kind of angle here. I'll have to move the boom out, let's get rid of this rope, and yeah, it's going to be interesting. I think it's quite stressful, but I think we have the most perfect angle for this engine going in. It's going to look really good. So very stressful. The crane came close to our backstay, which is a little bit concerning, but luckily we averted crisis. He's just putting a few fastening bolts in now. We're gonna do it another day trying to align it with the C drive, but today's a win. Entry to the vlog. She just went quiet. She's been talking non-stop. Ocean's got it. Hey! Hey, big boy. Hey! So we are living on the boat and things could not be better at the moment, I feel like. Would you agree, darling?
Well, she agrees with you.
Yeah, Bluebird's loving it.
We have gotten in the rhythm of things and we are loving being on a boat again.
We are, aren't we?
Yeah. And we're not even on anchor. I mean, it's shocking for us. We're in a marina and we're loving it. What?
You're doing laundry every day and you're like, yes, I can do laundry in the washing machine.
And hang it up on the boat. It's amazing. I love it.
Well, yesterday we got the engine in, which we're happy about. Be a lot more happy once it's running and we're actually motoring around. That's going to happen in no time at all. Today I am getting the mast lights working and eventually, I don't know how yet, but I'm also going to try and plug in the VHF antenna and so we can start using the radio and testing that out. On the last boat, Merryweather the First, the radio was always a little bit how you're going, not so good. With this boat, when we picked it up in Batam in Indonesia and we motored here, it was shocking because there was no mast. So now that we have a mast, we just want to double check that that radio is working all good, and if it's not, we just want to replace it. I just want to start fresh, start having the boat working 100% so we can go out and cruise and enjoy life. The toilet is still a bit how you're going. I've ordered in some acid to treat all the pipes and I'm going to have a crack at that very soon, but for the moment we've got the other toilet to use. So here are all our cables. These are from the boat. These are all the actives and the neutrals. Here we have our cables coming down from our mast. There's plenty of slack on them. Here is all the old stuff. I mapped it all out on paper so I know where everything goes. Today is basically just wiring all this up and luckily that is my area of expertise. It is now evening time. The babies have just gone to sleep, which is basically my time. Finally, I can do whatever I want without having to take care of babies. It's about 2.5 hours of just caring time, just smash out as many jobs as I can while the babies are out. This job which I did today, it's looking okay. So I have wired up what I believe to be the right cables for the deck light, for the steaming light, and for the anchor light. So I'm going to be testing those right now. Still a bit work in progress, but this cable, all the little black wires, all the power from the batteries, and they all connect into these blue crimps going basically back up the mast. So I've also got the VHF cable, which is not connected yet. So I talked to the guy here and we're working through that. And I've also got the Windex cable. So I have to feed this Windex cable through all the crevices of this Amel and doesn't look easy. Well, nothing is easy on this boat, but this especially. It's a work in progress, but I got a lot done today. I'm counting it as a bit of a win. Have a look at this. Ah ha ha ha! Deck light is working. So quite nicely, the deck light is illuminating the front of the bow here, and it's lovely. The anchor light is also working. The steaming light, not so much. So I have to do a bit of troubleshooting there because I believe I wired it up correctly. But I'll have to do some investigating and I'm getting eaten by mosquitoes. So getting that job done will allow us to work on the bow at night time. We will be able to have, you know, drinks and cocktails in the evening out here. And the anchor light is working, so we can go onto anchor and put the anchor light on overnight and not have to worry about getting hit or anything like that. So yeah, counting today is a decent win. If you want to get access to Patreon-only videos while also supporting us in a big way, please become a patron of Sailing Merryweather by clicking the link in the description. You'll be supporting us in making these videos the best they can be.